folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we are going to take a look at something of a latter-day Yes song. And when I say latter-day, I mean it's still 41 years old, but technically latter-day compared to their classic period. We're going to look at Owner of a Lonely Heart, which comes off the album 90125 from 1983. This was an album that initially wasn't supposed to be done by the actual band, Yes, but it morphed into that once John Anderson joined the project. And this is with guitarist Trevor Rabin. It's also got Rick Wakeman, who wasn't in the band at the time, but he is at this point. Now, this is an 8-minute version of the song, which to me sounds about double what it was for the radio. It was one of those tracks. I remember the song itself. It was significantly different from their earlier work. People didn't quite know how to react to it at the time. I think time has been kind to this song. A lot of the stuff on that record, which I have listened to recently, maybe in the last 6 months, still sounds pretty fresh. It's got the sheen of the 80s, for sure, but the artistry, I think, still carries over. I think it still works, and it's not that dated sounding and still has a lot to offer. This is from the Apollo in 2017, and that's the UK Apollo, I believe. Definitely looking forward to it. Adrian, any thoughts on this?
I got a theory about the song, about people who knew their earlier music didn't appreciate what was the new style for them back then, and they felt it wasn't good enough.
I'd say that's fair.
People who didn't know thought it was a good song on the radio without knowing what to compare the song to.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think also some people, it just went over their heads a little bit, like there's a lot going on here. But it did benefit from being in the 80s at a time when a lot of the mixes, a lot of the hits were very dense with, extra sounds and things, bouncing around in the mix. Yeah, what I remember of it is it's a pretty masterful track. It's something to be proud of, I think. I mean, these days, can you imagine a band putting out a song like that? But it was a lot different, and I think you're right. I think that there was a little bit of snobbery among the old fans, and that's okay. If you don't happen to care for a new sound, it's no big deal. There's plenty of music out there. But you might find later on that you actually do like the song more than you thought. Mm-hmm. Okay, so without further ado, why don't we go ahead and check this out?
All righty.
Say you don't want chances.
All right. What'd you think, Adrian?
I realize now that this song is very well played. The fact that it seems to fit what is widely perceived as a pop format really gets in the way of people appreciating this song, I think. I heard so many people complain of this song, and I believed it for a while. And now I think I can appreciate the song for what it is. It's a very creative, innovative, and again, well played song, disguised as a radio-friendly song.
Yeah,
I think good.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. And I think it was helpful that right at that point in time, there were other things that sounded kind of like it on the radio. I mean, this is pretty progressive, but it was still a hit. I mean, remember, Genesis was still having hits that were almost progressive as well at around the same time. Like even on the Genesis album, some of those songs still have some of that, and the bit that they tacked on there was a little piece there that sounded like it could have come off, I don't know, Duke or something. One of the latter Genesis albums before Abacab, or maybe Abacab even, that little bit there just kind of had that feel. Or it could have come from, and then there were three. But just for a moment. And I think that's valid. They came out of the same time period, same country. We're listening to each other. It's all in the same universe of music they were exploring. I don't think there's a problem with it. And it worked great, worked great with the song. And yeah, the extension that they did, I think, proved that the song has a lot of strength on its own because you can pick it up and take it all kinds of places naturally and it sounds good. So.
And also, it was pretty cool when, Rick and Trevor started walking through the audience, with the guitar and the guitar and everything.
Yeah. Nice little way to connect with your audience.
Yeah, definitely.
So long as you can hear everything. The only thing that would worry me if I were doing that is once you get towards the back of the hall, you might be a little out of step with the musicians because the mix is starting to be far enough away. And then by the time
it's a sound delay. The sound only travels like 750 feet a second or something like that. And,
right. So you get to the back of that hall, which is a couple hundred feet back, and that's enough.
You start natural delay effect.
Yeah, you start getting a delay, and they're playing all these little 16th and 32nd notes and things, and so they were probably aware of that. That was very cool. I'm glad we took a look at that. It really gave me a new perspective on the song. And it sounded great. I mean, they did such a nice job on that.
I agree on all 3 points.
Yeah. Gotta love Rick Wakeman's cape, too. That was...
Oh, God, yeah.
That was the icing on the cake.
Yeah. No, not only the cape, but look at all the keyboards he had. He was surrounded by keyboards, and they were piled on top of each other.
Yeah, I counted at least 6, so not bad. And not counting the guitar, of course, so,
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, very, very cool. I'm glad to see that we were able to do this song, too. I've been under the impression for a while a lot of Yes is off limits, but I've found a few things that we can do, and so we'll be featuring them here and there in the future. But really glad to bring this one to the channel and to kind of revisit the song and see what they did with it. So, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this rendition of the song, what you thought of it when it came out. If you went and saw them perform, leave your suggestions below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much, and we'll catch you on the next one, all right? Take care, folks.
See y'all later.